Hey MMA fans, Caged Minds, your host Micah Frankel, doing our recap for mixed martial arts action from March 30th through the 31st. There were 3 events in 2 days. It was a fun, amazing weekend. First, we'll get to the Bellator 63 event. It's still the 6th season, and this time we're talking about the welterweight quarterfinals. Dave Rickles versus Jordan Smith was first on our list. We had predicted Jordan Smith to win with the 3rd round TKO. Instead, David Rickles, with a push kick, a solid combination, some ground and pound, finished off his opponent in the opening round. David Rickles with a 1st round TKO. Next matchup was Raul Maya versus Ben Saunders. Ben Saunders controlled the action, attacked with submissions. Raul Maya was tenacious and aggressive, but Saunders was just dominant and landed the more effective shots, tried to end the fight with submissions, constantly battered his opponent, and even closed Amaya's eye by the end of it. A unanimous decision victory for Ben Saunders. Carlos Pereira versus Brian Baker, our next quarterfinal. In the first round, Carlos Pereira asserted dominance with his striking. Brian Baker, throughout the whole bout, looked like the weight cut the first time at 170 pounds was affecting him. It was hard on his cardio. But Pereira, too concerned about getting countered, not aggressive enough in the fight. Too much pressure, too much walking forward by Brian Baker. Ends up winning the fight in a split decision, keeping the pressure on, getting takedowns, ground and pound. 29-28 on 2 judges' scorecards. Brian Baker moves on to the semifinals. And the last of the 4 matchups, Carl Amasu versus Chris Lozano. Both men very heated and emotional at the weigh-ins, but very calm and collected at the beginning and the early moments of the first round. We have predicted a 1st round TKO from Carl Amasu. In the action, as both men are being tentative, though, Amasu able to land a head kick. Lozano catches it after it makes contact, takes Amasu to the ground. Amasu with a sweep. Lozano starts getting hit, gives up his back, and Amasu is able to sink in a rear naked choke for the 1st round submission victory. Next time we see these Bellator welterweights, we will see Ben Saunders versus Brian Baker in the semifinals. The other semifinal bout will be David Rickles versus Carl Amasu. We'll now move on to talk about what happened at 1FC in Singapore. Melvin Manhoef made his debut. It only lasted 2 minutes. Not a fast KO as some people would think, but actually a fight being called a no contest because of Manhoef throwing a vicious leg kick that in turn split his own shin open, and so much blood, the refs called the fight, stopped it, and a no contest. To the co-main event of that event we'll go to Donald Sanchez versus Tatsuya Kawajiri. Kawajiri got a trip, got on top. Sanchez went for a sweep, but Kawajiri was able to get a triangle and a 1st round finish. Kawajiri dominant and on his 4-fight winning streak now at featherweight. And the main event, Zoro Moreira was able to armbar and upset Felipe Enomoto. Zoro, one of the tallest lightweights I've ever seen at 6'3", looks like he could be the new face or the lightweight champion of 1FC. We'll move on to what happened at WMMA, the Fight for the Wounded Warriors Fund to support the troops. A couple controversial moments in this fight. First of all, the pay-per-view main card started off with Paul Ventrello being robbed by the judges of what should have been a 29-28 victory for himself over Daryl Schoonover. Sometimes you just can't let it go to the judges, but awful still when they make a mistake. Next problem that we have with the bout. Drew Fickett wins with a guillotine over Kevin Conandrum. But Conandrum was kicked in the head prior to that guillotine being locked in, and he was going for a heel hook when that happened on the ground. The fight should have been stopped. He should have been giving time to recover, but it didn't happen. That was horrible. Drew Fickett got the guillotine victory. Can't fault Fickett. I greatly fault the ref and hope he never gets to referee again. Missing that kick, separating the opponents, I think it had a giant factor in the momentum changing. We'll go up to the co-main event of that card. Carl Parisian, Patrick Dennehy, and Parisian was able to win with a unanimous decision, looking somewhat better, trying to reclaim what he's been lacking when he got cut from the UFC, looking better on the regional action. And in the main event, Sean McCorkle, who is an overwhelming favorite against Brian Hadeen, lost via the TKO. No surprise. McCorkle still not effective after taking a punch, doesn't like being hit. Hadeen, biggest win of his career, and congratulations to him. This has been Caged Minds. Hope you guys got a chance to watch as much MMA as I did this weekend. I thought it was all amazing. Follow us on Twitter, hit us up on Facebook, like the videos, subscribe to them, uncage the warrior within yourself, and be sure to check out ISNO Network on Twitter. Thanks, have a good night.